I'm sure you've seen everybody else on YouTube talk about it. I'm a little late to the party by a couple hours today, but a huge, huge monumental event in the FTC case with Xbox and Sony over the acquisition of Activision Blizzard has come to an end. Xbox has officially won. Even Phil Spencer has made a statement out here. We're going to talk about this, give my quick thoughts and stuff, because I know people are going to ask, Eric, what are your thoughts? I loosely have been paying attention to this whole situation, haven't really followed it, but just been keeping an eye on the highlights. And today was just the culmination of this big legal fight with the FTC to allow it to close its almost $70 billion acquisition. It was like a 5 days of evidence and testimony trial type of thing where a U.S. federal judge actually sided with Microsoft to prevent the FTC from securing a preliminary injunction to halt Microsoft from buying Activision Blizzard. There was all sorts of key players in this industry, huge executives such as the Microsoft gaming CEO Phil Spencer himself, and this is history in the making, guys. I think as of right now, only Microsoft has to deal with the UK at this point, and I don't think they're going to do anything at all to them. Now, this is a huge development. I know it's been polarizing. I've seen people in my chat kind of say that they don't like the idea that Microsoft is going and buying up companies, but how come they look the other way when Sony does it? In my opinion, it's only business. It's not like Sony didn't have the opportunity to buy, right? Or jump in on this. But in the long run, you got to remember both companies are going to do what both companies need to do in order to, I guess, outdo the other. That's part of it. All right, you got to remember it's competition. They will get ugly. They will mudsling. They will do all sorts of dastardly stuff to get ahead. And if you don't like one company doing it, then you shouldn't like either, because let's be honest, these are corporations that are only going to be looking out for their top dollar at the time. Me personally, I don't give a shit. But I just find it funny when people kind of pick a side and go against another one and worry and all this shit. You got to remember Microsoft's main thing is Game Pass, and they want content for Game Pass that they could run and put into the xCloud and license out and all that. They're looking to have this huge media platform with all sorts of different franchises and content behind it. They want to be the Netflix of gaming, so to speak. So I don't know. They're making a lot of different promises that we're going to talk about here if they acquire Activision Blizzard, that I feel the FTC wouldn't have stepped in if they weren't worried, but this judge wouldn't have cleared them and gave them this big trial win, because if the judge cleared them for it, then he has all considerations. He looked at all the possibilities that Microsoft would be complying with what they're saying. Anyways, let's go ahead and go talk about this, because this is monumental. So the Judge Corley, his name is Judge Corley, recognized that the significance of this merger and the need for the scrutiny behind it, because it's huge, all right? But they found that the FTC failed to present a compelling case at the end of the day. So you could scream and shout, whatever. This went through the legal, possibilities. Everything was looked at. So preliminary injunction has been denied. And this is a huge victory for Microsoft, all right? And I think it's going to pave the way for a very interesting future that I'm excited for, all right? So, again, one of the key factors about this ruling is a commitment to maintaining Call of Duty on other platforms, most notably PlayStation. That was like what it was coming down to, was where is Call of Duty going to be in the grand scheme of things? They promised a presence will continue on PlayStation, but also they promised it would be on the Switch, whether I think it's going to be cloud gaming or not, regardless of which. They promised for the next decade Call of Duty would be supported on other platforms, which I think that's for the best deal anyway. They would make the most money with as big of a banger as Call of Duty is, licensing out, putting it on other platforms instead of keeping it to themselves. They're going to make tons of money off of microtransactions alone and everything being put across the board. This is usually one of the top selling games every fucking year. So why would they cannibalize one of their biggest franchises by just making it exclusive? Now, they could make Call of Duty branded exclusive games here or there on Xbox, but I guess the main one that I'm saying, like the main bangers with the Warzone and the multiplayer, they're going to at least put games that are on everything, right? That's what I would say. So, equal access was one huge thing that the judge liked. On top of that, they are basically going to, I guess, show that they're dedicated to fostering inclusivity and expanding the reach of its number one franchise, right? On top of it. Again, so now there's no legal barriers. The FTC is out of the way. I think they are poised to proceed swiftly. I think there's a deadline coming up here within the next week or so. So I think things are going to be moving ultra fast. I think July 18th is the date. And again, they still have, I think, the UK in the way, which I think at this point will be no problem at all. I think this is a huge relief to Microsoft because it was, this thing was going on for a couple years already. So it's a step forward to shaping the future of the gaming industry. And I think the possibilities are endless with this. You have all of their resources with Game Pass. They got technological advancements that they've been planning. There's a lot of exciting prospects for Microsoft once this integration with Activision Blizzard goes through, especially, again, like I mentioned, with Xbox Game Pass. I'm on the fence of buying Diablo 4 right now because I'm hoping as soon as this goes through, they'll be putting that on Game Pass. So I'm going to be completely honest because their cloud gaming services are also a huge step that I think they want to integrate with Nintendo, and I think we're going to have all these Activision Blizzard titles at the tip of our fingers coming here really soon. And perfect timing, too, with the upcoming holiday season. We're right smack dab in the middle of December. The next Call of Duty is supposedly going to be unveiled here soon. If the rumors are true, we'll be getting one here. So maybe we'll get a day one Call of Duty release on Game Pass this holiday season come November. I think this might take a few months, but I think by the holiday season, it should ideally be done. And I think they'll be able to include some of the heavy hitters on Game Pass for the holidays, especially release day. I think that would be a huge step. I know PlayStation wouldn't like it, but hey, it's still available to buy on PlayStation. I think it would cause a lot of subscribers. And yeah, this is weird because this is like a 2-year-long process that has finally come to an end. And I think a new exciting chapter is coming ahead of us. I know a lot of people are not so thrilled about Microsoft doing it. But again, if you're not happy with Microsoft doing it, but you're happy when Sony buys companies, I think you're a little bit of a biased person here. For me, I just like exciting changes in the industry. I want to see what comes out of it. I'm playing both consoles anyway, so to me, it's like, fuck it. I don't know. I don't know why some people definitely got bent out of shape. I'm approaching this with some optimism. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll let you go on the next one. Thank you.